morning, guys. Hi. Good morning, large white farm dogs. Good to see you guys. Hi.
How's it going, sweetheart? Hi, Toby dog. Good to see you, buddy.
Hi. Good dogs. All right, let's go. Come on. We got chores to do. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
It's got a soul, this hero farm. It falls asleep inside my arms. We work the fields under the stars. The love is here at Gold Shop Farms. A city life, yeah, it had its charms, but we would dream of the fields under the stars. I fall asleep inside its arms. The love is here at Gold Shop Farms. The love is here at Gold Shop Farms.
Hello, everybody. Happy April to you all. And we're here for yet another live stream here on the farm. And I'm your host, Morgan. I'll be hanging out with you for the night. We'll be talking, chatting. I'll be taking your questions, giving you kind of a look of things going on here at the farm behind the scenes. And I don't know, just hanging out, because if you guys aren't familiar with this, these monthly farm meetings are just like a time for us to get together, hang out, like cover things that I didn't have time to go into in a video, answer questions, dig into deep dive topics, go into off-topic things like some of my favorite TV shows and stuff that I'm watching. And so, yeah, this is like what we do first Wednesday of the month, and we're hanging out here tonight. I can see so many people already here. So like, hey, what's going on? I see RJ, so many of the regulars too. Assassin 32, one of our moderators, Katrina from Sow and Tear. Good to see you, Katrina. I'm sorry to hear about your camera, by the way. Yeah, and like this is just kind of like our usual time. What's going on, Rebecca? Good to see you. Yeah, I'll be answering your questions. By the way, it just so you know, it's like a housekeeping thing. If you ever want me to answer your question, it actually is easier for me as I'm scanning through this for you to like put your question in all caps if it's a question. If it's a comment, a reaction, an aside to somebody else, please don't put it in caps. But if you have an actual question, if you can do that, it'll make it easier for me to scan through these and answer your questions. And yeah, I don't know. I'm sure folks are going to have a lot of questions. I'll answer RJ's question first here, and we'll get into it. And just, yeah, keep dropping them in there. And I will do my best to get to as many as I could possibly can, but also just know that eventually, by the time the stream really gets going, I usually run behind on answering questions too. By the way, I don't do super chats. I know this is a question people ask, but I do typically turn these live streams into a fundraiser. And tonight we are raising money for, we already have $27. Vermont Food Bank. Vermont Food Bank is just, awesome nonprofit here in Vermont. It's really like our major food pantry and food supplier. They're kind of like a part of the Feeding America network. And so I just think it's a good cause. And so, yeah, let's start blitzing through questions here. I know I'm yakking too much already off topic. And RJ's first question is, how many gallons of maple syrup have we boiled so far? And I think our gallon collection total is just a little shy of 2. I will probably, I got to look at the weather, but weather depending, I might be boiling again tomorrow. If not, I'll push it off till Thursday maybe, or I'm sorry, push it off till Friday. I just don't want to have like rain. It's like a pain in the butt. It's not that I can't do it, but when it's raining and you got the evaporator, it just kind of makes for a mess. But good to see you, RJ. All right. Euchre Player asks, when you first met Alfred, did he just pop by your house? Actually, no, it was the other way around. When I first met Alfred, we actually first met at the Peacham Cafe for the first time. And then we were talking about, actually, it's funny, playing off of RJ's question here. We were actually talking about maple sap evaporators, and he had just built one. And so he offered to let me come by his place and check it out. And so I ended up doing exactly that. That's how I first met and hung out with Alfred. And yeah, at this point, like one of my closest friends going here. All right. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about it. I'm going to tell you this. So here's a funny, weird, dorky thing that Alfred and I do. We actually have a Dungeons and Dragons group going that we've been playing with some friends of ours for, I don't know, we've been doing it probably about 2 months now. Maybe like, I think it was about the start of the year, maybe. And it's just awesome. It's so much fun. Like we just like one of our friends plays Dungeon Master. We each have our own unique characters, and like we go and do our thing. Yeah. So if you're ever curious about how geeky we are that geeky. Where like Monday nights we're hanging out here at the farm playing Dungeons and Dragons. Hey, hi Marshall Grimhelston. Glad you're here. Okay. ASDF JKL is asking, your future bulls. At first I read that quick. I was like, oh, that's not appropriate. Your future bulls are going to all have wrestler names like your girls, right? Big John Studd is awesome. Yeah, I actually think that probably, even though I have no plans on moving Macho Man anywhere anytime soon, so just please take that note. Yeah, I think there's probably a good chance that I will probably name future bulls after wrestlers, because I think it's kind of funny, and I agree with you. Big John Studd would be a very good option. Hey, Assassin 32. Good to see you, buddy. All right. Assassin 32 asks, do you have a guesstimate for the next book release? So I'm trying to figure this out right now. So the 8 Lives of Lil Barncat, by the way. Say hi, Lil Barncat. Say hi to my head's in the way. Say hi, Lil. The 8 Lives of Lil Barncat, which is going to be the next book in the Toby Dog series. That I was hoping to get it out by the end of this spring, and I know it's not going to be the case right now because and I think I've mentioned this in a previous live stream, but I'll just talk about it again. So I have a second book that I ended up writing this winter, and I'm almost done with that. And so because I like almost immediately jumped into writing that book, hey, Danny from Wicked Awesome Gardening, another one of our awesome moderators just joined. Basically because I've written 2 books this winter. And that second book, which is, I actually feel really good about it. I think it's going to be cool. The second book is actually the story of how I ended up on the farm and like the first few years and things that I learned on the farm. And it's not like a autobiography necessarily, but there's like a fair amount of like autobiographical stuff in there, as well as like, just kind of good, fun stories from the farm. The working title, which is going to change, was like The Beginning Farmer's Guide to Beginning. That one I can actually tell you, because it's actually, I'm not even publishing that one. I actually had a publisher end up picking it up. They were super excited about it, and I'm really excited about what this is going to probably turn into. That book is slated for March of 2026 right now. And so that's there. Somewhere between now and then, Assassin 32 will be the 8 Lives of Lil Barncat. But if I had to guess, it's going to probably be closer to the fall. You know what, Joe? I am looking for some normalcy too. So I am with you. Roro asks, hey Morgan, I stepped away from YouTube right after you got the cows, and I'm a little confused coming back now. We got pigs. So we've had pigs in 2023 and 2024. We had feeder pigs. So we're not breeding pigs. We raised 3 pigs in 2023. We raised 4 pigs in 2024. But one of them went missing and is still unknown, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So we did raise them this year. We're actually not going to be raising pigs this year because I'm working on a couple of other things that are going to require my attention, and I just didn't want to like add too many things going and then do a bad job at all of them. And so no pigs this year. But yeah, I mean, if you just stopped watching after we got cows, we've got a lot of cows right now. Here, I'm gonna actually throw up some drone footage here. Take this one out. So yeah, we've got right now. See, I think we've got 8. Let's see. Wait, I think we have 19 head of cattle right now, including we have, as indicated in the title of this live stream, we actually have had our first calf of the year born. You can actually see her right here. She is adorable. She does not have a name yet, but she is a she. Anybody has suggestions or ideas of what she should be called, I'll definitely be taking those. And I apologize. I'm just showing you guys raw video footage. So this is this is what it looks like when I'm in the middle of shooting a video and I just have my camera out to get like certain shots. And so this is not edited, but you guys will tonight. You can see her. So that's a little bit far out. That she was born in the afternoon. I'd actually gone out to feed hay, and like suddenly I noticed, hey, wait a minute, there's a tiny little cow in the cattle yard, and where did that one come from? And so, you know, I caught her, I got her vaccines, I got her BOCI shot, like I did everything probably within 2-3 hours of her being born. And she's doing great. Her mom, who you see right there, is actually Anne of Green Gables, and she's doing really good. The two of them are awesome. And here's the funny thing about Anne of Green Gables. Anne of Green Gables has pretty much always been the first cow to calf each year. So the first calf ever that we had born on our farm, at least since I've been here, was Belinda Carlisle, who was Anne's daughter. And that was in March of 2022. Then I didn't breed Anne because I didn't have a bull at the time for 2023. But then in 2024, she had the first calf of the year. And so now she has this little gal right here. And so I'm looking for B names. So if you want to name Anne of Green Gables' daughter, I probably won't make the decision tonight because I want to still talk it over with Allison. But we are looking for B names. And that's the little girl you see right there. All right, I'm going to keep going with questions because I'm looking at the time. That was a question from 7:47 p.m. Eastern time. So just fair warning. I think we're supposed to get some weather tonight, Ginger Storm. I haven't looked out the window. I can't really look out the window here in my office. But yeah. Hello, Christina. Good old Massachusetts. Well, that's exciting, RJ. I'm glad to hear you're coming up to the area. That's cool. Hey, Rebecca. How's it going? Okay. Azza asks, have you thought about cloning your maple trees and adding them to the orchard or something? Probably not. And let me explain why. You know, to get sap from a maple tree, you're looking at probably like a 25 to 30 year window to go from when you had it like as a seedling all the way to being a mature tree that's large enough that you can tap. And so like that's a long window. And then also, I don't think it necessarily makes sense to intersperse them in the permaculture orchard. We have actually a patch of maple trees in the far back corner of the property that I don't usually get to now. But one day, my plan would be to actually tap those and run like maple syrup lines because they're becoming more mature. They're like just getting into that zone where they actually would be decent to tap. And so in the future, that will be the thing that I'm much more likely to do. And so I don't foresee though cloning maple trees either. I would just, you know, probably start. I don't have any intention of like starting my own maples. It's taking advantage of the maples that we have here. Well, Jingle Squeak, I can tell you right now that I have a whole bunch of goose eggs that I just put in the incubator this morning. So I guess, well, actually, wait, let me see when the next farm meeting is. In theory, we will probably have hatching activity very close to the next farm meeting, which will be May 7th. They will probably have just hatched when we have the next farm meeting. So that'll be kind of fun. So maybe I'll bring some goslings on for the next farm meeting. Or actually, you know what I might do, especially as the weather gets better? I'm probably going to start doing more of the summer live streams outside. Like it's too cold right now. Like tonight, I think the low is 18 degrees Fahrenheit. So I like, and it's like 30 right now. But I could easily see going out there like maybe next month, definitely in June, definitely in July, definitely in August and September. And so, yeah, you'll probably see some barn live streams, and you won't probably see Lil Barn Cat. Oh, sorry. I keep blocking Lil when I say hi to her. You probably won't see Lil in the live streams, but you will probably see Pablo, and you will probably get sick of seeing Ginny in those because let me tell you, Ginny just loves to camera bomb me when I'm shooting videos out in the barn. Like, just this week, I'm shooting a new video essay for my second channel, Morgan Gold. And like Ginny, I had to like eventually kick her out of the barn because she just wouldn't stop like trying to jump on me and jump in front of the camera and knocking stuff over on the desk that I was shooting on. Yeah, it got to be a little chaos. Hey, Julie Turner, what's going on? Hey, Rick from My Cape Cod Life, what's going on? Or welcome to My Cape Cod Life. What's going on, Rick? How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Oh, just me. Hey, you know what? I did get that. You know what? Let me dig that up. I've been meaning to write back to you, just me. That was actually a really interesting, because this is the one about like my ethnicity and how it ties to certain things related to ADHD and a couple things. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm thinking. And so yeah, I do owe you an email. Apologies about that. Hey, what's going on, Nate? What's going on, man? We got to catch up with you. I'm curious how you're doing. Hey, Charlie, good to see you, buddy. I tapped birch trees here, and wow, that's really cool. So with birch trees, I'm assuming with those 50 liters of sap, you didn't end up with a liter of syrup. I'm guessing, like, because isn't it like it's almost like 80-1 is the ratio? If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong. I've never actually done birch. We've got a couple birch trees. I've just never done it because I've been so busy with the maple stuff, and typically I just put my attention in one thing and collect as much as I can so I can just do that boiling down. But yeah, one day I should do birch syrup. I've had it before. It tastes wonderful. It's very delicious. It's like a little bit more bitter, but it's like great like in like cocktails and certain things, for sure. Oh, so yeah, Julie, I'm just seeing your question now. As I just said, I could have spoiled this one for you. So Anne of Green Gables did have the first calf. You can see the little girl right here. She's adorable. Yeah. Hey, what's up, an average fisherman? You just got ducks, and do I have any tips? Yeah, I mean, honestly, the biggest tip I can have, particularly if you have ducks, and I'm assuming you just got ducklings, is keeping their water from making a huge mess is one of the most important and significant things you can do. If you can keep them from making an insane mess, they're going to make a mess regardless, but if you can limit that mess, it's going to make your duck keeping experience much more enjoyable and much more palatable. It's really all I can say about that one. If you have more specific questions, I can totally mention. Mike's glad I survived the pigfoot attack. Yeah, you know what? It was harrowing, but I'm glad I made it. By the way, actually, the one thing in that video that was not complete dog dookie was the fact that I actually did end up. I do have a thermal drone now. You're actually seeing shots from it right now, and I'll be doing some more videos with this. It's really cool, the stuff that you can see. Like, for example, actually, I got this shot. This is a cool shot. Watch this. So this is me flying the drone, and you can see Ginny hiding there in the corner, and I'm like trying to call Ginny over to me, and it's just really neat how you can see like just a very different perspective on the farm, and kind of what things look like. And wait a minute. Wait, I think I had another shot in here. Yeah, I do. So like I think this is Barnacus the goat that you see him wandering over there. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's very cool. And if you guys have any ideas or things you'd like me to see, like you can literally see into the hoop coop in a much more significant way. But if you have ideas of things you'd like to see in videos, let me know. Would Allison even know how to edit your final video if I was actually eaten by Pigfoot? That's a very good question, Rebecca. And by the way, good to see you tonight. Let me think about it. So Allison would not know how to edit the video, but what I would say is Allison, I don't know, this feels very morbid to talk about. I'm going to go into it. Like if something were to happen to me and I still had like one video left in the tank or even a couple videos left in the tank, she would know who to talk to like get them finished. So I'll just put it that way. Like she'd probably reach out to Valerie, I guess would be my assumption. And no, Melinda, I have never found my missing pig. I'm good, man. Yeah, things are good here. We're having calves are hitting the ground. It's definitely full on calving season. Yeah, just kind of like still doing maple sugaring too this time of year, and getting eggs in the incubator. I was telling folks, good to see you, Nate. If you guys don't, I can't tell based on like how I'm looking at this right now if this is actually Nate. But Nate over at Narrowway, like farm homestead, he's down in West Virginia. Really cool guy, makes some really great videos too. But I'm not sure if it's him. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm not getting actually punked. Wait, I'm double checking. I don't know if this is actually me. Oh no, I'm sorry. Narrow. I am confusing you with somebody else, but very good to see you too. Sorry about that. Okay, my apologies. Well, I'm glad you made it. Just let me be. Okay, thinking about outside the box on new school concept would be huge in teaching and develop individual pace sharing. Wait, I'm sorry, Mitch. I kind of missed the first chunk of what you said. If you said something, I'm thinking about. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. If I found the right partner, I would breed Toby Dog. It's just a matter of location, logistics, and finding a good breeding partner. But and if there's folks out there who have Maremas in the area and would want to breed with Toby, I would totally be up for it. He's actually registered now too, uh, and yeah, he's a good dude for sure. And he's a good dog. He's got like all of his OFA scores are good, and genetic testing was all good. Yeah, like there's no restrictions for him to breed. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I honestly, I will tell you guys, it is always one of my favorite videos to make each year, no doubt about it. Oh, so if you guys saw the maple syrup video I put out this week, yeah, there was a scene where I like accidentally dumped a bucket. I probably wasted about 4 or 5 gallons doing that by accident. It happens every once in a while. Yeah. All right, so yeah, so Ruth's asking for a Sir Porkington update, and Leah's glad to see I'm okay, and I haven't seen him since the attack. I don't have any plans to get sheep just now. Not to say that I'll never do it, but just right now, like I got a lot going on, and I'm actually enjoying. All right, I'm eating my words once again tonight. But I am actually enjoying having goats and raising goats and maybe thinking about getting a few more goats. I'm not even going to. We're just going to. Next question, please. Hey, D, good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Amanda, all the way out in New Zealand. Good to see you. It's amazing. You're basically on the other side of the globe from me, but I'm glad you're hanging out and watching. Yeah, Kestrel. Yes, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Honestly, the real answer is I hadn't played in probably 20 years, but since we started playing, it's been so much fun. I'm getting like way back into it. I love D&D. Honestly, here's something I would say to a lot of parents out there. If you're looking for something fun to do with your kids, you have like, say like 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, getting them into D&D, while it probably won't make them the most popular kid in school, I think it does a lot of other good things in terms of nurturing creativity and imagination and just creating an activity that you can even connect with them on. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Oh yeah, you must have came just a little late, or actually maybe it's I'm missing that you were here, but yes, we do have a new calf, one new calf. Honestly, the thing I'm watching for right now is Bonnie McMurray. I swear, based on everything I'm seeing from her, she looks exceptionally close to calving. I don't know when it's going to happen, but she. Oh wait, I've got too many videos in here. Hang on. But yeah, Bonnie McMurray is probably the one who is most likely going to have a calf in the next couple of hours. I mean, I could easily go. I went out there before this live stream to check on her. I'm going to go out there after this live stream to check on her, and it is not beyond the realm of possibilities that here she is now. Sorry. It's a little bit of a gross shot, but that is farm life. She actually like even escaped yesterday to like get by herself a little bit, which is always a sign that she's about to calf. And so, yeah, I think she's there. What's going on? Oh yeah, hey Kirk. Yeah, no, Ian's awesome. Actually, Ian was in a recent video. Ian and his wife Gretchen and their 2 kids. They were actually in a recent video on my second channel. But yeah, I am friends with Ian. He is an awesome human being, and yeah, like one of the coolest people in Peacham. So yes, it is such a small world. Hey, little barn cat. Sean Toom says hello. She says hello back, Sean. Well, I mean, give me a specific question. I'll try to. I mean, like I said, managing your water is the most important part. Yeah. I don't know about Astrid. I think she might be. So I'm pretty certain that Amelia Bedelia is not pregnant because I've just seen her basically exhibit all the signs of being in heat. I'm not sure about Astrid. I am I'm not sure. I love that OV hoodie too. I've had that OV hoodie for probably almost a decade, getting close to a decade. And you know what? I actually got it for Christmas 2025, or I'm sorry, Christmas 2015. And unfortunately, it's starting to like wear down. But I love that one. You know what, Gabrielle? I think I've actually always wanted to write a book or two, even when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, I loved reading and writing and stories and storytelling, and so yeah, I have always been into that for sure. What is your D&D character, and can you explain your interest in the game? I've been considering dabbling. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a quick breakdown of things that you need to think about with D&D, and if you're not familiar with D&D, there's some like basic stuff. So D&D, right? You like basically you create a character, you give them some attributes. Do I have my dice up here? I don't have my dice up here. And basically you take your character on adventures that are created usually by like a friend who's kind of playing the role of what's known as a dungeon master. And you and potentially other friends who are in your party are like characters interacting in this world that the dungeon master creates. And this is not like a video game. This is like tabletop. Like oftentimes there's not even like, we don't even play with a board. It's just like we have notes and we kind of write stuff down to remember what's going on. But basically you move through the world by rolling dice. You fight monsters and battle, and rolling the dice will dictate like how things go and like the probabilities. You have different dice for different things. Like, you know, you have like a, you know, standard 6-sided die. You have 10-sided die. I even have like, you know, we use 20-sided dies. Like just like so it just changes like all the like kind of like depending on what you're rolling for. Like if you're battling a monster or trying to determine if like you're trying to steal something, are you going to be successful, or disarm a trap? In our party, it's actually 3 of us. It's me, it's Alfred, and it's our friend Justin. I am a dwarf ranger. It's actually, wait, hold on. I can actually pull the picture I made of him. But yeah, I'm a dwarf ranger who is kind of like, I don't know. I'd kind of sort of be like the, you know, like jack of all trades character of our party. Alfred is a wizard, and Justin is a rogue. But yeah, it's fun. Hold on, I will show you very briefly a quick picture of my D&D character, only because you asked. There he is. Yeah, there is. That's my dude. And so yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. There's a new bookstore in Colchester. Really? They asked for ideas. I asked them to do author. You know what? All right. So actually, AJ, I would totally do that in Colchester. My mom just lives over in Marlborough. So like I've been meeting my nephews, and I don't want to tell you what town they're living, but they're not far either. But yeah, I grew up in Marlborough even. And so yeah, I would totally come down for that. That would be fun. Yes, please listen to Danny. I'm gonna do my best. I'm realizing it's 8:30 and I'm only at 8:10 questions. I just try to do as much as I can at the right pace. But Karen, hey Karen, by the way, actually, I'm going to mention something about you, Karen, because you are a superstar at this, and I'm going to shout this out to everybody else. So Karen, we've only had one calf go so far, but I am pretty sure Bonnie, Belinda, and Ariel all look very, very close. And so I wouldn't be surprised. Audrey, a little bit less so, but she's in the mix as well. Annabelle also. Amanda Hug and Kiss less so. I think she's probably not going to be till later, but yeah. All right. So The one thing though that I want to call Karen out for, and I'm pretty sure Karen, this is you. I've actually been getting really into probably my favorite social media platform right now to use and to post on is actually Blue Sky. So sorry, stop showing up messy calf backside or cow backside. But actually Blue Sky is like it's basically a replacement for Twitter. Wait, how do I take this thing? They've changed how StreamYard works. There we go. So Blue Sky is basically like what Twitter used to be before it got all horrible. And I've actually been having a ton of fun on it. And honestly, like if you want a place to find out like what's going on and like just even random stuff, commentaries on news, as well as if you wanted the first look at our first calf, the people who heard about it first were actually on Blue Sky. So for the record, it's fun to check out. And so yes, Blue Sky, if you want to check it out, I'm on there. I'm posting pretty regularly. I usually will sit down and like write a bunch of stuff to post that like next day, and so that's typically how I'm doing it. But yeah, I've actually been liking a lot. And Karen has, I believe it's you, Karen, who's been hanging out hardcore on Blue Sky. So props to Karen. Yeah. What Beatles song would fit Toby really well? You know what, Velcat? You win the award for the question I would have never expected to get tonight, but has me like seriously admiring and wanting to answer it well. So the thing about Toby is he's very melancholy. Like his vibe is pretty chill. He, when he's working, he's all business. He has almost just kind of like we've always talked about this in his eyes and as a puppy, like just like a certain sadness. And so there's a little bit of that. The lyrics don't fit him, but the vibe fits him spot on. And that would be A Day in the Life. So let me think if I come up with a better one, but that would be, I guess, my quick guess. Oh yeah, Ovi's magic number is 4. Yeah, it's getting close. It's crazy, right? I'm so excited for that. I love Ovi. When I lived in Washington D.C. and I had Cap season tickets, that was like probably my favorite part about living in Washington D.C. It was so much good. The wild boar would be a great D&D episode. Yeah, I think you're right, Edna. Wow, Danny is. I know you've been adding quite prodigiously. I'm so excited. It makes me so happy to hear that you're doing well, Danny. That's awesome. Paula, the new girl, she gets a B name. So she is a heifer calf of second generation. So that is why she gets a B name. There she is right there. She's actually right next to Buffy the Vampire Slayer and her mom. And yeah, she is a B girl. Barbara Streisand, that's a good one. Bonnie Tyler. You know what? I already have Bonnie McMurray, so I don't know. I'm not rushing for that. We had Belle last year, so I'm not jumping at Bella. Bernie Bernadette, that's pretty good. I like that. That's not. I'm not, no complaints about that one. That's a pretty fun one. Yeah. See, nope. G's and E's. I'm not at that generation yet. No. So the first C names will be Belinda and Bonnie's daughters, or if they have daughters, those will be the first cattle to get C names. All right. Another vote for Barbara Streisand. All right. We'll keep that in mind. Beatrice, that's an option. That definitely is. Bernadette. All right. Danny's voting Bernadette. Lisa's voting Bernadette. Bodequa. That's kind of funny. Bridget. Beulah. Well, Diane J. Cat Lady. I know my friend Jess. Actually, I was just having Beulah coffee this morning. So, yeah, that's definitely an option. Beyonce. You know what? I actually have thought. I've been thinking about that. So Gabe, that is definitely on my list for sure. Bam Bam. Yes, Kestrel. Randy is definitely the dad. He is the father. He's the only intact male we have on our farm. Intact male bovine on our farm. That's kind of funny. All right, Barbara Eden. I like. You know what, Jasmine? I like that. I like where you're going there. I dream a genie. By the way, I hope your hatching activities are going well. Let me know how that's going. So here's the answer. Veil Cat. It's because I just kind of go through the chat and I don't do a great job keeping up because I'm trying to talk and answer people's questions and like hang out. And so like yeah, like I get behind. Like you posted this at 8:14 and it's now 8:37. So that's where I am. Bonnie Rick is actually a very good choice, and that is actually very much on my list there as well. But again, it's another Bonnie name, so that's maybe my one strike again. Bethany Whitrix. I'm sorry. Bethany Whisper or Bellatrix, and I just like combined them at the same time. Blossom. Wow, like a little Mayim Bialik action right there. Yeah, so Alfred has finished doing the work of like he went out back. Here, you can actually hold on. You know what? They changed StreamYard, and I really don't like the changes that they made to it. So, like, if you look to the left of the screen here, that's pretty much where that pasture, like where you see all those trees in the far backside, that's where Alfred was clearing up in that video that I posted the other week. And yeah, he's done with his work back there. Now I'm just waiting for things to thaw out just a little bit more before I start putting in the corner posts and actually setting up the actual formal thing. I'll get like my post hole auger and start drilling stuff. But things are still like really muddy and really messy right now. And so I don't quite want to go back there to do that just yet. Brunhilde. There you go. Am I gonna come clean about Sir Porkington? Why, Diane J. Cat Lady, whatever do you mean? Barbara Walters. Yeah, you know what, Karen? Barbara Walters oh no, it is you on Blue Sky. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, by the way, Rebecca's over on Blue Sky too, hanging out. It's so cool, like just being able to hang out with you guys on places like Blue Sky. Here's the thermal camera in action, by the way. This is what you're looking at right now. So you can actually see. Can I make this any bigger? No. Oh, that's the opposite. So you can actually see the cattle with the infrared camera here. So you can see actually there's Macho Man and Joey Ramone. This is me actually flying backwards to go get some wider shots. I probably won't hatch any ducks myself, Megarth, but the ducks always do a good job of hatching their own. And so I'll probably just let them make a batch of babies and kind of do it for me. I will be hatching geese and chickens. So here, you can kind of see a shot here where you can see the cattle. And I don't know. I just think that's very cool. Yeah, I'm talking pigs. Yeah, we're not getting any pigs this year. I've got my reasons. I'm kidding with you, Diane J. Cat Lady. We are getting 0 rabbits. We name any new animals after Pokemon? I mean, maybe. I think, it's funny. I think the goats get bluey names, I feel like is the pattern I'm starting to establish here. But if there was an opportunity, I could see like doing a Squirtle or 2, or I don't know. We'll see what it is. Your weather's bad tonight. I'm hearing it starting to pick up windy outside. I'm curious to see what it's like when I go outside. We don't have any rain yet. It looks like, as I'm looking at the forecast right now, right around midnight, we're going to get some snow and into the morning, sleet and rain. Ooh, that's not going to be good. I'm really hoping Bonnie doesn't have her calf tonight. A bit of how much has AI made changes to your creativity and workflow? In some ways, like not at all. In other ways, like massively. I think for like the Goldshaw farm, like just like farm chore videos, like nothing's changed. I think I have fun, like maybe like making a song or 2 here or there that I wouldn't have had time to make or been able to make, or just like even the skills or money to make, any of those things. And so like I've made like songs you hear pop up every once in a while that are just kind of fun to mess around with. On my second channel, I think hugely, because like if you look at like the video I just did about like rural schools in Vermont, you know, that one required a ton of research. Like I'm talking, I probably went through about 150 hours of school board meetings and Senate subcommittee meetings and interviews and lectures and like just like research papers, like reams and reams of research papers. And so like in order to find a way to efficiently process all of that, like if you look at like typical documentaries or news shows or things like that, they hire people who are researchers who their whole job is to just kind of go through that stuff. But for me, as just like one dude working on a farm out of this room to make like videos like that, I was able to use AI to like drive my research process. And so rather than having to sit and like watch all 150 hours of tape or, you know, 2000 like research documents that I pulled together, I was able to actually use AI to really efficiently pour through them, highlight the most important relevant things and like zero in and dip in there and pull that stuff. And so like in terms of my research process, that's huge. Certain things like voiceover stuff and even like certain things like B-roll generation I played around with too. I think it's like kind of a balancing act. And I know it's going to upset a lot of people, even that I'm just like talking about it like this, where I think that there is some horrible stuff about AI. So I'm not like dismissing that even remotely, but I also see it as an inevitability and trying to like not use it on a principle that is kind of even a murky principle unto itself. I don't think makes sense. I think trying to find ways to use it responsibly and additively versus substitutively. Like I don't like have AI writing scripts. I don't have AI like, you know, outlining videos even like, cause like what you get is basically garbage. Even if you know how to do it, it's still not going to be great. But what I do have it doing is like finding research, helping me identify certain things, helping me, you know, like, like, like isolate concepts and break through or understand something like that. I found it to be wildly helpful and probably most helpful. And then I think the other thing is too, it's like, you know, you see like just such like AI garbage slop that gets generated as YouTube videos or TikToks these days. And that worries me. But I also don't think by like saying, well, I can't use AI because that's garbage. It's not the way to do it. I think it's actually saying, well, like what are the things that we should be doing as responsible users of it? And I think to me, that's the much more important conversation to be having that I don't feel like we're having right now. D, we'll definitely do garden videos. Probably not till like late spring, early summer. But then Allison will 100% be doing another garden tour video. I can guarantee that. You know, I think actually I will tell you this. There is a growing activity, and hold on, I'm gonna see if actually it posted yet. There's a news article coming out about me, or not about me, but about Peacham actually, which I'll probably be in. And it's related to a certain special project I'm planning on the farm this summer that you guys I think will have some fun and enjoy seeing. Just looking to see if this story posted. I'm not seeing it. I guess they haven't posted it yet. More to come on this one. I'm not going to give anything away just yet, but it's going to be a fun one. All right. Brenda likes Barbara Eden and Barbara Streisand. I think those are both very reasonable concepts. I think Beulah, actually, well, I think I like Barbara Eden better than Barbara Streisand, but Beulah, Barbara Eden, what other ones have I really liked so far? Beyonce. Those are probably my top three right now. Bryce. Yeah, that's what I've heard about Birch too, Stephanie. That's why I've kind of shied away from it a little bit. I mean, I guess it's a right-handed tractor. I mean, I don't know the difference between a left-handed tractor and a right-handed tractor. I didn't know that they sold them that way. Billie Jean, that would be a pretty good one. Well, thank you, Mary. B. Arthur that is actually, Yeah, you know, the fact that we already have a Betty White to call one B Arthur, I think is very reasonable. Oh, Blythe, like, and yeah, I think that's a reasonable idea. Yeah, yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. Gracie, we will probably have more catnip next or this coming fall. So like I would say probably expect like October, November-ish we'll do another Pablo catnip sale. But honestly it's got to grow. Like I have a little tiny stash of it actually back there for Lil. That's like her private supply, but other than that I'm pretty much all out of it myself. Billie Holiday, Rebecca, that's a very good choice too. Bingo, because she's red. I like Bingo. That's kind of fun. I mean, I'm worried, but I mean, so here's the thing, Hayden. When we did the necropsy, the biggest thing was that they were selenium deficient. And so I'm trying to address that by like giving everybody selenium shots. And ever since I started doing that with the other calves last year, I haven't had problems either. And so, you know, knock on wood, that's the thing that's going to be makes the difference here. Oh, happy belated birthday, Katrina. I did not know that. Happy belated birthday. Hello, Brett and Jenny. Good to see you guys. There are going to be so many warm cow patties. I don't know about that. Wait a minute. Let me challenge that myth right now. I feel like I need to defend my cow poop reputation. Here, we're going to find. Okay. Let's see if we can get a good. I don't see many warm cow pies here. I mean, you know, like I don't know. I think we've got, you know, some, I suppose, but like I don't see many warm ones. Yeah, that was the thing I was looking for. Actually, yeah, that's better. Yeah, I mean, I see cows. Like I see cows. I don't see any cow pies. So I don't know, Vortex. Would you name an animal on your farm Rick Astley? Maybe. I would never want to give them up or let them go or, you know, run around or desert them. All right. Clara would love a Barbara. Okay. No, I mean, just me. I mean, like I said, I genuinely remember. I actually remember showing it to Allison. It was just like there was so much to it. I was like, oh, all right. And I'm gonna admit this, guys. I do this all the time, where I might get something that has me thinking so much that I don't want to respond, and so I don't respond immediately, and then it gets lost in a shuffle, and then I've done a bad job. And so, admittedly, that is probably that's definitely what happened to your email, just me. So apologies for that. I'm trying to. It was actually really interesting thoughts. I don't know if I 100% agree with it, but I think it was kind of a very interesting, like concept. So in theory, Nahila, we might have two calves that have a C name, but they have to be female because if they're boys, they get dead rock star names. Just remember that. Yes, I got ducklings. Do you have any recommendations for feed brands for ducks or ducklings? You know, the Purina one isn't bad. The duck feed brand from it's very expensive and it's harder to find. But like so like if you need something, the Purina brand, which is pretty readily available, is fine. If you can custom mix, that's always a good thing too. So like, you know, if you have a good feed supplier, you can potentially look into custom mixing. The Missouri brand, and it's not Missouri like the state. It's like hold on, I'm going to show it to you. And by the way, this is not sponsored. I have no like relationship with them, but yeah, here it is. Yeah, they totally changed how all this. Oh wow. I'm sorry. I'm having StreamYard problems tonight. Because like it used to be I could just like you guys don't care. It's just more clumsy. So yeah, this stuff, Missouri, is actually it's really good. It's like it's just the right mix of a lot of different stuff, but it's also very expensive. And so it kind of depends on what you're doing. I would not recommend it for somebody doing farm ducks. Like my friend Chrissy. So you guys know Dunkin' Ducks. Chrissy Ellis. She has like a YouTube channel and TikTok called Dunkin' Ducks. She's been in videos that I've done before. She like, you know, she has like really special call ducks and they're really adorable and they're like basically pets for her. And you know, I think she feeds them. I shouldn't say that. But yeah, like for people who are doing stuff like that, it's not a bad choice. Oh, Cascade, that's really nice to hear, and I really appreciate you saying that too. So thank you. Oh, well, AJ, just tell me what you like. I'll keep it in mind. I am trying to gauge the overall sentiment of the room here before I try to make a decision. All right, Bruno is asking major farm plans this year. I mean, I think actually expanding out the pasture, so we add the additional acreage out back. That's honestly one of them. So to get like another 15-ish acres or so would be really good. So expanding out that pasture is definitely one big plan. I am going to probably be doing a little bit of work on the old barn. I can't quite talk about why, but that actually is another project that'll be there. And honestly, that's kind of it. Like, actually, in the spring, I will continue to try to develop the spring. That'll be there so that I can like constantly feed the pond and kind of do that stuff. But that's kind of it right now. I don't know. I Bruno, I've got to admit, and I'm not going to BS you about this. There is like potentially two very big things happening on the farm that I cannot talk about right now. And so that is why I'm very carefully kind of dancing around your question, as well as why I probably don't have as long a farm to-do list as I typically have in years past because of these things. But I think when you guys find out about them, you will be very excited about it. So I will let you know that. No, Lyme disease does not affect breeding. It's you know, it's essentially I think it's a bacterial infection. And it doesn't create any fertility issues, and there's nothing that's like genetically passed on or anything like that. Sean's maple syrup's been there, done that. Yeah, I really love the a lot of goat comments. What did I say that triggered all these goat comments? I don't even, it was probably because I was talking about Danny. My favorite color, I like blacks and dark grays a lot. Like if I'm picking clothing wise, I like orange. I like blue. I like pink. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I land on one specific favorite color. A camera followed you as you went into the woods. How did I do that? Well, it's actually a special drone that I have, which I'm looking at. Oh, you know what? It's downstairs. Yeah, I have this new little drone. It's actually really cool, but it like can take off from my hand and then just follow me around like a little moving camera. And so it's not like good for like big aerial shots like the ones I was showing earlier, like these shots. Like it doesn't do those types of shots because it doesn't fly very high. But for like having a camera to follow me around, it's actually really cool. And so that's how I was doing those shots, Christina. It's, if you're wondering about the drone, it's called it's a Hover X1 is what the drone is. If you're looking for it. Hey, Sarah Schneider, where the heck have you been? Good to see you. Oh, not only are we going to have bees again, we have the same bees from last year. So yes, we do have bees. Yeah, I don't know, Connor. We're going to have to see. It'll be interesting. I love D&D, but haven't played since college. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I've been having so much fun getting back into D&D. My oldest son created a role-playing game system that focuses on character and story. He has a table at Colchester, Connecticut Dungeons and Drinking events. That's wow. So AJ, you're out in Colchester, I'm assuming, which is so it's funny because I mean I grew up in the town over, so it's just like, oh wow, small world. Well, Crystal, yes, there is some new merch in the works. I'm trying to get it just right. And I will let, I mean, I am certain Allison is going to endorse this idea of more Pablo stuff. We are not, I mean, we are not eating our goats. So we are not eating Telemachus. We are not eating Barnacus. We are not eating Larn. They are effectively pets on our farm. That isn't. If your cow delivers a boy, maybe Val Kilmer. I don't know. See, it's dead rock stars. And I mean, I guess you could say he played Jim Morrison once. And I'll say, like, he didn't, I mean, he died kind of young, I guess, because was he like 65? But like, he didn't, like, it was not like really young. So I don't know. So I probably wouldn't go for Val Kilmer. But by the way, if you guys are looking for a good Val Kilmer movie, I actually think this is like the most underrated Val Kilmer movie, arguably his best ever. Top Secret, which is like a kind of like a mashup of a spy, The Great Escape, adventure spoof movie. So like the Zucker brothers and Jim Abrams made it. I think after they made Airplane, and it's so good. It's such a funny movie. When I was a kid, it was like my sister and I would watch it all the time. I love that. Yeah, you know what? There is a kind of old-timey radio vibe to it because it is so analog and it's so not a video game and it's so requires you to use your imagination and like just make stuff up and be creative that yeah, I agree with that assessment, Rebecca. Yep, that is correct. Nope. Yes, nope. Hey Randy, good to see you, buddy. How you doing? Alfred, the wizard in blue jeans. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is true. His character is a wizard. Okay. Yeah, sure. Here, I'll do the quick rundown. So the way the naming for the animals works is oh, by the way, thank you. I am getting notifications, but thank you guys for folks who've donated to Vermont Food Bank tonight. The way it works is female cows who are like first arriving on our farm, they get a name. So Ariel, Anne of Green Gables, Annabelle, Audrey One, Amanda Hugginkiss, Astrid. Like they are the first on the farm. Alsby Tokless. Like they are the first on the farm, so they get an A name. When those cows have females, though their offspring get B names. So Beatrix Potter, Belinda Carlisle, Bonnie McMurray, Betty Rubble, Betty White, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, uh, Belle, like all of them, they're because they're second generation. Now, when those second generation cows, so like Belinda Carlisle and Bonnie McMurray are the two that are pregnant this year, if they have heifers, those cows will get, or those calves will get C names. And then if those C calves have heifers, they get D names. And then it just keeps going. My goal is to maybe one day get to 26. And so, yeah, that's how the females work. For the males, because we won't keep any of the males on our farm for a very long period of time, either we're going to sell them or they're going to be raised for beef. They get the names of dead rock stars. So Jimi Hendrix and Joey Ramone and Prince and Elliott Smith, like kind of that's how they got those names. And so that's how I do it. And then, yeah, the bulls, which we only have one bull, they get wrestler names. Hello, Giovanna. But yes, please, by the way, follow us on Blue Sky. Check us out on Blue Sky. How's your foot back to A-OK? Would like our 5 inches of snow we got today. My foot's actually better. So my toe, like that I broke last fall, is I would say back to 100%. So yeah, I'm fully recovered from that. Made for a very hard fall though, for sure. Calamity Jane. That would be a good one. I don't know though. Is that a C name really, or is that a J name with an adjective? I don't know. Well, thank you, Brenda. That's very kind of you. Yeah, Rebecca. Like I said, Rebecca's on Blue Sky. Right on, Rebecca. That's a great song. Hard Day's Night. That's kind of a funny one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's really Hard Day's Night. I'm actually trying to think like what would Abby's Beatles song be? I don't know. I got to think about that. That's right. I'll probably. By the way, guys, I'm gonna make a note for myself. Probably in the next video, I'll put some real thought into this and give you, if my dogs were Beatles song or if my animals were Beatles songs, what songs would they be? We'll try to do a little bit. Let It Be is actually fair. You know what? Actually, yet Toby has some significant Eleanor Rigby vibes. That's a very good observation, Matt. I think that is pretty spot on. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, Monty. Ariel still lets me near her. I can pet her or brush her whenever I want. I could probably even milk her if I really wanted to put my life at risk. And she remains my favorite cow on the farm too. Yeah, the lyrics don't fit Toby Dog, but like the vibe of A Day in the Life, because it does have it up to it as well. So like, I mean, the thing about Eleanor Rigby is it's kind of an all downbeat song, but like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like A Day in the Life is probably Helter Skelter for Abby. You know what, Gina? Yeah, I can't fight you on that one. That's a good call. Becky with good hair. Oh, that would be a very funny name for a cat. I don't know if I could get away with that, but I think that would be a very funny. That would be a very, very funny name. I mean, I think the reality is, Jonathan, tariffs will make a lot of things. I mean, not just of a farm, but like in general, more expensive. The thing that I can point to most specifically is with some of the Canadian tariffs. I know because like our feed store has posted about it online. Like basically, when we like our price. Hold on, I'm going to pull up their post so I don't misquote this, Jonathan. But this is probably the most significant impact we've seen is that our feed prices, like for bird feed, have gone up, which is actually why I'm actually thinking about not hatching and raising as much, just because the feed prices are going to be so high. But yeah, that is actually a real issue that we're facing. Hold on, I'm finding the message that we talked about this, because I did talk about this a couple of weeks ago when some of here it is. Share this tab. Yeah, I'm really mad that they changed StreamYard. It's not working the way it used to. All right, so yeah, my local feed store was talking about it, and they said a load of soy meal will add $5,000 in tariffs, while a load of corn will add $2,200 in tariffs. That's roughly this is for them just because what they haul. Because again, we're so close that like suppliers for certain corn and soybeans are actually coming from Canada to us, and you can actually see them like driving their truck right through here. And so, yeah, it has made things go up. I don't quite agree with their perspective. Like, oh, it's making border safety. It's like, we don't really have any border safety issues up here. We don't have lots of people running across the border. I mean, they actually did the thing that actually annoyed me was like they closed. There's this very cool library in Derby Line and Stansted. So Derby Line, Vermont, Stansted, Quebec, like has this library that sits right on the border that you could go into from either side, which is like this cool, like international greeting spot of a library. And the U.S. Border Control closed it, or closed access to the Canadian side, which I don't know, it just sucks. It was always kind of a cool little novel thing to go to that library, which I've been to before. and yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit bummer. I don't know. Nowhere man. I don't know. I mean, he's a real nowhere. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'm not sure I quite agree, Rebecca. It's a decent thought. But yeah. Bailey. Baba Wawa. I'm out of my I gotta order some more Beulah coffee. One of the cool things, so when I was down in South Carolina, I guess it's almost 2 months ago, was I actually got to go to Beulah and see, like, Michaela was doing the roasting, and it was just awesome. And it's really cool in there. And yeah, I think what they're doing with that coffee company is just amazing. I'm super excited for Jess and Jeremiah and what they're doing there. Another vote for Beyonce. Yeah. Oh, all right, Eileen. I wasn't going to say it because I didn't want to spoil anybody, but yes, Princess Buttercup has actually been one of my shortlist items too. I've actually been seriously thinking that it is one of the front runners for sure. So I'm with you there. I probably won't, only because I've kind of got a pretty good breeding mix right now that are diverse. Like I didn't like keep a lot from last year because I didn't hatch a lot, and so yeah, I've got my genetic lines actually are pretty good shape. Bianca from Rescuers Down Under, that's a good one, yeah. Becky Lynch, Britney Spears, Billie Eilish. Yeah, those are all good options. Those I would seriously. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. I guess that's why I was like Bethany Whisper. I didn't understand it, but okay. Yeah. I've never I don't think I've ever seen. I remember watching the Grey's Anatomy movie years ago. I don't even think that's the same thing, is it? No, Georgie, I'll actually be looking to do both. Brandy, that's a good one. Yeah, the booper snoot. Did you sell off Sir Porkington earlier? Just no, I did not. Honest to goodness, I have to this day still no idea where Sir Porkington is. I wish I knew. Like I genuinely did. And in all seriousness, like there's been no reports of like a random pig anywhere near us. Like I'm talking like I haven't heard of anything even in like our county. Like I'm talking a big radius. So no random pig wandering around. I've seen no tracks. It didn't make sense that he would just disappear and then not try to circulate back or be in the area because one, pigs don't like to leave their other pigs, and two, he's trained to know that area had food, and so it's just kind of weird. I mean, my best guess is this: that he walked off somewhere and somehow died or drowned or got trapped somewhere, or maybe a bear. I don't know. Bears. It's like because like a mature pig like that isn't going to get eaten by coyotes. A bear would be kind of hard pressed to like fight it. So I think I have a hunch. Maybe he got sick and wandered off and died, and he died somewhere in the swamp, and then sinks into the swamp and disappears. Like honestly, that's my best bet. It's kind of a stretch, but that is my best guess of what actually happened. But I would love to know. Anytime, Veil Cat. Yeah, you know what? The weird chickens could be Pokemon. I still have to name some of those weird chickens, so maybe they get Pokemon. I don't know, Cheryl. If you have some specific ones you're partial to, I'm curious. I mean, Esmeralda, here's the thing, and I'm going to put up my cattle area as of this afternoon. So it's not dirty, it's just mud. And yeah, it's like, it's not what I love. I actually have spots where I can move them off if I want to. But I also am like trying to be careful not to damage other parts of the pasture. Like the area you see them like stomping and why you see it also brown right there is because I knew that they would essentially do that. And what I wanted to do was actually reseed that area anyway. And so that's the reality. And also it was actually only two calves that we lost last year. They didn't die from like a bacterial infection or a viral infection. So it was not a cleanliness thing. Like, I mean, just like black and white objective fact. It wasn't that. The best guess that the vet had from the necropsy was that it was a mineral deficiency. And so, like, actually, you'll see, I think I'm going to post the video about the new calf on Monday. And when you see that, you'll see that she basically got her, Bosie shot, which is like vitamin, I think vitamin D and selenium. I know it's definitely selenium. She got that shot probably within the span of 3 hours of being born, maybe 2 hours of being born. And so, like, I'm hoping that that's the thing that actually heads off the issues. If you got another goat, please call it Pat or Winton. So in theory, and I'm not, please don't take this the wrong way. I am not saying I'm getting any goats, but excuse me, in theory, if I were to get more goats, they would probably end up having Bluey related names. And so Pat or Winton would both be, especially Winton, would be very appropriate names. So I don't know yet. And that's not me, but if that would be the case, I actually think we might be, RJ. I was actually just messaging with them. I gotta actually check my messages. I'm behind, but I think there's actually a decent chance that will be the case. It's different operators from last year, so that's I guess why I'm just slightly not that they're awesome people. Actually, it's interesting. So the operators who used to run it, Chuck and Mercy, who were like my neighbors, they are just amazing people, just so great, gregarious folks. The operators now, particularly Avery, who's kind of like running the show there, he's like an insanely gifted baker. Like, I'm talking like next level. Like, his pastry game is nuts. And so, yeah, that's actually what's kind of cool about what he's got going on over there. Babs, Belinda, that's not a bad choice either. I will agree with you. Did I take acting? I actually took one acting class my junior year of college I went to the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, but then like Tufts University is like where I got my degree. And I took at Tufts, I actually took an acting class, one. I don't think my acting is very good. Well, honestly, Cascade Farms, here's why. So, I prefer to change the water more frequently for cleanliness. Like, you can definitely do it like once a week, like what you're talking about, like 32 gallons. I mean, but like, I prefer to just change it once or twice a day. And it's, it's really quick. It doesn't take long, especially the way I have my hydrant set up now. And so that's honestly my preference there. I mean, there's actually an argument to be made in the summer, though, to go with the big tote. So it is a very fair point that you're raising. That is pretty funny, AJ. Yeah, you know what, Jeffrey, that's my biggest fear too. Like, and actually, I'm probably going to drop off here in a couple of minutes because I'm actually starting to wonder, is she okay? And do one last check on her for the night. Brownie, Kathy, I like that one. Yeah, that's a good option. I genuinely don't know. Again, this is probably just a pure right-hand bias, but I don't know. Bridget Bardot, I like that one. That's a really good one. Yeah. Babushka, I like that. I know, Susan, I'm alive again. I'm still here. I'm hanging. I'm with Belinda. Bessie would be. I mean, Bessie is arguably one of the most like classic cow names you can have. So that is a fair point. Babyface, Brandon Spucker, Blake Lively. That would be kind of funny. That's actually a very funny one. Coolio, Brienne of Tarth. Christina, I like what you're thinking about there. That's a good option. Briar Rose, Bowie. Oh, is my Wi-Fi bad? I hope it wasn't too bad tonight. Apologies if it was. It's life in a rural place. You know what? Yeah, something actually is not a bad. Oh wait, yeah, I mean something actually would not be a bad Toby song for. It's not so much a teasing. It's just like one of the things I just don't want to talk about just yet because I'm not 100% that's going to happen. The other thing is like I'm doing it with other people, and I don't want to like be the person to spill the beans just yet. But you guys are going to find it interesting. I think it's going to be something you don't even remotely expect. You're going to be like, what? But yeah, we'll see. Yes, Mike, I do plan on trying to get the spring line running. That is it is on my to-do list for this summer. That is unquestionably. Honestly, Catherine, I don't know what they're going to look like. I'm very curious to see about what they end up looking like. Randy's genetics are he's got a black Highland father and a red Highland mother. And so that's why when you see his calves like Belle or Prince or Elliot or Betty Rubble, like all of them were essentially red Highlands. And it's because he carries a red gene, and then most of my girls carry a red gene. And so that's kind of what happened there. With the Charolais, I don't even know. And so I'm waiting just like you to find out. I'd be very curious. You know what, Brenda? That's actually a pretty appropriate song too. I mean, I think the Helter Skelter chaos vibe is a little bit more Abby, but then also Abby is so playful that Yellow Submarine would also be viable. Captain Beefheart. I don't know. It feels a little too morbid. I mean, even I know it's not. I mean, I know you're referencing the musician, but like it is a little morbid there. Oh, Jenny, thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Thanks. Yeah, I've got, let's see. I went into winter with 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 hives, 4 beehives. I think one of them didn't make it. I know 2 of them definitely made it. And the jury's still out on the 4th one. So yeah, we'll see how we're doing. Yeah. Hey, Cody, what's going on, buddy? Yes, I am. I actually just put them in the incubator. And so, yes, you'll definitely be seeing some geese this year. Yeah. Jerry Garcia would be a potential bull name. That is absolutely. Yeah. I thought that was his first movie. It is still like one of my favorite. Hey, what's up, Heinlein? Good to see you, buddy. Lemmy. Yeah. Lemmy could be an option. A full-length horror movie, you say, huh? How about that, Gab? Oh, well, Amber, I'm sorry you got hurt, and I appreciate the very kind words, and yeah, just hope you can get treatment and have a good recovery. But I'm very glad that you're enjoying the videos. Oh, by the way, guys, I should mention this. I had this on my list. I have a new video, video essay coming out on my second channel, so the Morgan Gold channel. Which, if you don't know about the Morgan Gold channel, you should definitely check it out. That's where I kind of post like non-directly related to my farm videos. So, I talk about everything from like the origin of farmland to the back to the land movement to I just did a pretty long in-depth one on like the struggle of like rural schools. And this next one I'm doing is actually kind of an interesting one because it's all about the topic of shame and why it seems like in this day and age, the people who should have shame don't, and the people who are feeling way too much shame are like being like drowned by it. I don't know if you guys saw this. I just watched this show on Netflix called Adolescence. It's like it's a show shot in England, And what's really cool is it's only 4 episodes. It's like a mini series almost. And each episode is entirely one camera shot. It's so brilliantly done. Like I just watch how they do it. I'm like it almost has me inspired to want to, in the not too distant future, make a farm chores video that's entirely one shot, no editing, but it's also like you're always just going from one thing to the next. Yeah, it's all about I don't want to give too much away, but it's like about a kid who gets arrested and like what happens from it. But there's like a lot of topics like related to shame, and that kind of got me thinking about some of this. And so that is the video essay. I don't think it's gonna be done for next week, but probably the following week. It'll be a long one. It'll be definitely over an hour. Yes, Jasmine, Elvis and Michael Jackson are both on the short list there for sure. Hey, Joan, just back from snow and ice this weekend. Question: when do you trade out your bull for another? So the reality is I'm going to keep him for several years because I love him. He's such a good bull. He produces good calves. He's really good disposition, like good genetics, everything about him great. I want to keep him for a while. What I'm going to be doing, and this is actually part of why I'm doing this project of expanding out and creating a second pasture, I want to actually get a like second herd of cows going. And so I'm taking all of his daughters and I'll be pulling them out of the main herd. So like, for example, Belinda, I'm sorry, not Belinda, Belle and Betty Rubble are both going to be pulled out of the herd this spring when I set everybody loose. And what's going to happen is they're going to be really the first members of this new herd. And with that herd, I'm going to be using AI and doing that. Oh, thank you for the donation, by the way. And when I do that, what's going to happen is like they will have their own unique set of genetics so that I can build it up. And then probably, yeah, like 5-10 years from now, I'll probably end up selling Randy to somebody and then get a fresh bull, and then I'll recombine everybody together. But like that is at the very minimum 5 years off. Very, very bare minimum. So yeah, nothing to report there. And then even then I don't know how many cattle I have. So I don't want to get over ambitious here, but I'll probably change it up a little bit. AJ, I'm in Norwich, work in Hartford. My older son's in Colchester. In between, my youngest helped me try. Oh, that's really cool, AJ. I didn't realize that. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I grew up in Marlborough, so not that far away at all. Yeah, Toby, I mean, that is true for sure. I will probably actually just ban all the boys. Is the reality this year. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna go check on see if I have any new calves. If I do, I will post about it on Blue Sky. So if you really want to find out if we had a calf overnight tonight, your best bet is to check us out over on Blue Sky. It's just Goldshaw Farm on Blue Sky. If you look for me, you'll find me pretty quickly. But yeah, I will be doing that. Shout out and thank you as always to my moderators. So Katrina over at Sow and Tear tonight, as well as Danny at Wicked Awesome Gardening. If you have time, please go check out their channels, show them some love and support. I would not be able to do these live streams without them. And with that, I hope you all have a great night. Bye.